Hey guys, thanks for joining Comic Book Lounge. Today we are reading and reviewing Absolute Batman number 17. In this issue, we get the Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy's background. We start this issue as she narrates, "On my 10th birthday, my mother surprises me with a trip to Gotham City. We live way out in Kane County, deep in the woods, just the two of us, and I'm not used to wearing shoes. We visit the Hart Building. We go to the very top. The height is dizzying, but my mother grips my hand tight. Ivy asks, do they call it the Hart Building because it's shaped like a heart? Her mother says, no, Ivy girl. It's called this because it's built at the heart of the city, where the crosswinds intersect, carrying currents to all 5 boroughs. The legend is more than anywhere else in the city. This spot gives a wish the best chance of taking root somewhere out there and growing strong. My mother plucks a dead dandelion for me. She is already sick, but I don't know this yet. Make a wish from the heart, she says, and so I do." Cut to now. We see a police officer walking around the building saying, "Hello, whoever's up there, this is private property. You need to," as he notices the whole floor is covered with some weird plant eggs with living creatures within them. Something is moving within the egg, and the officer whispers, "What the hell?" Poison Ivy walks up behind him and says, "Welcome, officer, to my wish," as it looks like she takes over the officer, killing him instantly. Now we cut back outside of the Hart Building. We see a huge tree growing around it and through it. As police helicopters hover around, shining a light onto the building, we hear them say, "What in God's name are we looking at, Sarge?" "Damn if I know, Lieutenant. Heads up. Hill just issued a full biohazard 5-block radius. Our job now is to watch out for anyone trying to get in." "In? What kind of psycho would?" We cut to a scene of a chainsaw cutting through the overgrowth. We see Batman for the first time with a modified suit. Face has a heavy-duty oxygen mask, and bolted directly to his forearms are 2 massive, customized chainsaws. We hear Batman talking. "I'm in. Talk." Alfred Pennyworth responds, "GCPD intel indicates that air is highly contaminated with an unknown biological agent. 7 of Bullock's best went in ahead of you and..." Batman, "What?" Pennyworth, "Apparently they humped in Augie up MUC with..." Batman cuts him off and says, "English, Pennyworth." Pennyworth responds, "Sorry, an augmented mobile ultrasonic cannon. An extremely powerful military-grade weapon that uses compressed sound waves to separate cells. Whatever is in there, just be careful, kid." Batman enters a room where we see the officers not moving at all, just standing in place staring at the flora-choked floor. Batman tells Pennyworth, "I have eyes on the officers." Pennyworth responds, "That's not possible. Maybe the stuff in the air is..." Batman cuts it off. "I'm looking right at him." We see one officer hear Batman's radio and turn its head, revealing they are no longer the officers, but strange plant creatures. Pennyworth responds, "And I'm looking right at the police scans. There are no human signatures on your floor or any floor near it. Whatever you're looking at, they're not people. Not anymore," as we see the swarm of monstrous-looking plant creatures, eyes fixated on Batman, mandibles clicking, running toward him. We now cut to 1 week ago with Bruce Wayne narrating, "Batman Combat Journal. I find something today. I'm in the sewer looking for him again, and suddenly there it is in the water. The sight makes my stomach turn. Reptiles shed when they're getting bigger, not smaller. I force out thoughts that Arrowhead is working. Wayland is getting better. That's what I choose to believe. I also choose to believe that he's still my friend, that they all are." I'm going to interject here. This is a reference to Absolute Batman number 16, where Batman and Wonder Woman searched and fought mythical creatures to get an arrowhead that might help Waylon Jones change from Killer Croc back into a human being. But next, we continue. We see Bruce being escorted out of Iceberg Lounge, which is the hangout of Oswald Cobblepot, better known as Penguin. Penguin's henchmen say, "You set foot on the block one more time. We have orders from Mr. Cobblepot to mess you up, Wayne." Bruce responds, "You tell Ozzy I'll be back tomorrow, then the day after that, and the day after that," and the scene cuts. We see Bruce outside a building visiting Edward Nygma as he gives him a riddle. I will never be king. They call me Jack. My queen I met in the field out back. A prince is born from our unmatched pair, but my line ends with my heir. Come on, Eddie, what am I? Eddie never answers Bruce, and we move on. Bruce then goes see Dr. Tompkins to talk about Harvey as she's responding to him. I'm sorry, I don't have any answers for you, Bruce, truly. Bruce, but his condition, Dr. Tompkins, I thought to heal his skull needed to. She cuts him off. Another month at least. Yes, right now, Harvey's head is literally split into two halves, barely connected. When the nurses came in this morning, though, he was just gone. Bruce walks away, begins narrating to himself. Anchor yourself. Feel the pavement through your souls. Nothing has changed, at least nothing that matters. But everything feels different, even Batman. Ever since Bane. They love Batman. He's theirs now. I didn't mean this to happen. He was never supposed to be the story, just the means. But he's everywhere now. Sometimes I see the bat, and I barely know what the hell I'm looking at. I'm just going to interject here for a second, just to give you a background on what's happening to Bruce. Bruce is mentally unraveling here. His friendship he once relied on is dissolving, leaving him isolated. As the legend of the Batman expands to consume the city, Bruce's world is actually shrinking. He will eventually reunite with his friends, but it won't be in a warm, homecoming way. It will be a confrontation. His oldest friends aren't coming back as allies. They are returning as Batman's rogues gallery. We now come back to the present, where Batman is fighting those plant creatures. As they start attacking him, we hear Pennyworth say, "These things from the data, they're blend of human and plant DNA. The spores in the air must be some kind of recombinant mutagen. Whatever you do, keep your mask on." As we see one of the creature rip off Batman's oxygen mask, and he's gasping for air. Pennyworth screams, "Kid, I just said..." Batman says, I know. He shoots a stun gun and shocks one of the plant creatures. As Pennyworth says, "You need to," Batman cuts him off again. "I know." We see Batman wrap his cape over his face. As he says, "The cape, it's dense fiber. It'll work as a barrier. But those things, they weren't just human and plant hybrids. There was more to them than that." Pennyworth, "You can tell me all about it back at the bunker. We're aborting this mission right now." Batman cuts it off. "Shut up and listen. I saw something like this once before. When I was in that place, ARK M. I need you to look something up for me, Pennyworth. A name." Pennyworth asks, "What is it?" He says, "Eisley." We cut back to Dr. Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy's past again, as she narrating. "I am 23 the next time I come to Gotham. My wish has taken hold, at least in a small way. I have a lab, I have funding, my research focuses on injecting human stem cells with plant DNA. I have some early success too, a photosynthetic human cell that can use the sun to heal, regenerate. I tour, I publish, more funding comes in, but it's not enough. Nothing's enough. My mother's sickness is back, has been for a while. A knot of cells in her brain growing out of control, her own body making too much of itself. From the heart, Ivy girl, I hear my mother say, and then it hits me. What does Ivy do? It climbs. Maybe there's a version of me somewhere that stops at plants, but not this one, not here. I will combine our cells with more, not just plants. I will pull from us 6 kingdoms of life. I will climb higher, higher than anyone thinks possible." Again, we cut back to 1 week ago with Bruce. This time, he's going to visit someone at Gotham State Penitentiary. As he continues narrating, "Stay grounded, Bruce. Stick to the routine. The first Saturday of the month at 9 a.m. you visit him. He might never talk, but never really explain why he did it. But still, you sit and you wait. A guard walks by and says, 'I'm sorry, Bruce, he isn't coming.' Bruce, 'What do you mean? He has to.' The guard, 'I'm afraid it's up to him. And he said he just doesn't want to anymore. Ever.' 'You can't do that,' Bruce says. Guard, 'He can.' 'You hear me, Chill? I know you're back there. This is what we do.' We realize that Bruce is visiting Joe Chill, the guy who killed his father at the zoo, as we see Joe Chill standing behind the door listening to Bruce screaming. We are back to the present, and we see the plant creatures still coming at Batman as he's literally cutting them in half with his chainsaw. Pennyworth tells him, "Kid, I'm detecting something on that floor, something human." Batman, "Yeah, well, I'm not." Pennyworth, the signal's weak, but it's there. That's all I'm saying. Keep your eyes open. As we see an enormous plant creature with 7 eyes about to begin attacking Batman. As Batman is fighting the creature, Pennyworth chimes in and says, and you were on to something before. Pamela Isley, MD, MS, PhD, a whole bloody alphabet. Smart one she was. Batman, was. Pennyworth, she died, age 25. Looking at her obit right now, written by her mother. You've climbed farther than we can follow, to a land of better angels. Batman sees a hand pop out of the brush and pulls out the last surviving officer, who turns out to be Barbara Gordon. As she says, Batman, the team, where are they? Batman responds, they're gone, Officer Gordon. Barbara responds, 1, we got separated, and Brass didn't tell us anything. They just sent us up here with augied up MUC, and sorry, you don't know what that means, do you? Batman responds, of course I do, as he takes a flamethrower gun out of her hands. Barbara, hey, what do you... Look, I was sent here to stop whatever is happening up there. You can join me as my partner, but you and me, this time, we're a team. As Batman, unbeknownst to Barbara, attaches something to her and then pushes her off the cliff, basically for her own safety. We see Barbara falling backwards, screaming, you piece of... Then boom, she's floating down, and we realize that Batman attached part of his cape to open up as a parachute as she floats down into safety. Pennyworth calls in, you okay in there? The readings. It looks like the higher you go, the denser the spores get. Kid? Batman stares down at a cluster of flora on the floor. The vines and petals woven into the shape of a human head, unmistakably Pamela Isley. Thick, iridescent spores drift around his cowl like a toxic fog. The spores are affecting him, but he snaps out of it and comes to the edge and says, I'm fine. I'm going up. Don't get in my way. Again, we cut to Dr. Pamela Isley's past. She's walking through a park in Gotham as she narrates, they're trying to stop me, but I won't let them. I'm too close now. The breakthroughs these past weeks, human cells remade with new DNA. First with Plantaceae, then Amelia, the fungi, Protista, and Archaebacteria, human cells reconnected to nature to a common base cells that can use the best of all life to mend. A cure for so much. I think of my mother, full of tubes, yellowing on a pillow that crunches like dead leaves. My sponsors, though, all they want to do is divide up each discovery. Individuals separate old men who only think of what my work can do for them. Fine, I'll take my research somewhere else then. I'll do it tonight. I'm coming for you, Mother. I promise. Again, we go back 1 week ago with Bruce as he narrates. That night, I go back to that one place that still makes sense. In the doorway, I take a moment to breathe it all in. The smell of old wood, old books. Then I hear her voice. We are at Martha Wayne's apartment. We see Martha speaking to Jim Gordon. Martha speaking, I'm just worried about him. I see him trying so hard with his friends, trying to put on a brave face for me. Gordon, he's a strong kid, Mar. Stronger than either of us. Martha responds, that's the thing, Jim. I keep thinking about what you asked me. With everything going on in Gotham, and I know, but I'm scared, Jim. Gordon, why? Martha, because to do it, look, there are things about me that you don't know, things no one does, things that if they came out would change everything. Gordon, not everything. We see Bruce's shadow, and we hear a creaking sound of him walking away as Martha asks, what was that? Gordon goes out to see, and we see Bruce leaving as Gordon says, crap. We now cut to present-day Gotham as we see 3 scenes happening. The first scene, we see a celebration for Jack Grimm, aka Absolute Joker. Someone saying at a party, here's to the return of Gotham's prodigal son, Jack Grimm. The second scene, we see Harley Quinn and her Red Hood gang as someone is asking her, the Bat? We don't partner with people, Harley. She responds, yeah, well, I say new year, new rules. And the third scene, we see Dr. Dick Grayson talking to Dr. Leslie Tompkins as he says, it's like the whole city has gone crazy, all because of him, referring to the Batman. Dr. Tompkins responds, even if you really believe that, what do you propose to do about it, Dick? And now we see Bruce walking alone in the streets, processing the last events and narrating to himself. Is it him changing things? Is he behind it, or is it me? Did Batman do all this? What's the real source? Again, we cut back to the present day. Batman calling Pennyworth. Come in, Pennyworth. Pennyworth, some static. Kid, Spores. He's just letting Batman know that the spores at the top are affecting the radio communication. Batman says, I'm here. I made it to the top. We see Poison Ivy with another plant beast behind her, responding, yes, you are, as she slowly walks toward him and says, isn't it all beautiful? Batman responds, Dr. Eisley? Poison Ivy responds, used to be, a lifetime ago. Pennyworth screaming on the comms, kid, can you hear me? I'm getting nothing human up there. She's not Eisley, not anymore. Wait until she gets closer and then use that MUC. You hear me? She's... And static again. We get a flash of Dr. Eisley's past one more time as she narrates, I'm almost to the door when I hear the bolt lock in place. As plant tentacles grab Batman from behind, Poison Ivy says, I'll be taking that weapon, thank you. Pennyworth screams, now, kid! As Batman responds, it's gone. Poison Ivy, walking closer to Batman, says, it's okay. Nothing here will hurt you. Poison Ivy, now walking toward Batman with more beasts surrounding her, says, don't be afraid, Batman. I know how frightening change can be, but it's time to let it go. We cut to Bruce still walking away from his mom's apartment, narrating, head down, eyes forward, hold it together. We cut back to the present, and Batman fires the flamethrower at Poison Ivy and her plant beasts. One more time, we get a flash of Dr. Eisley's past as she narrates, suddenly the fire is everywhere. I remember feeling so terrified, but more than that, so angry. Angry because I thought this was the end, but it wasn't. We see Batman killing her with fire as he radios into Pennyworth. Is she down? What are you seeing? Poison Ivy narrating, it was just the beginning. And we see all the plant-based clones of Poison Ivy appearing surrounding Batman as we hear Pennyworth screaming on the comms, kid, I'm seeing something big. It's up there with you. It's part human, part plant. But it's more than that. It's part everything. Batman, all I see is more of her. As we see all the clones say, time to let go, Batman, let go. Batman screams, come on then, try it. You're not even real. We see a frightened Batman turn his head off screen. We hear, no, they're not. We finally see the real Poison Ivy appearing from the flames, saying, but I am, as she's walking closer to Batman. Batman, surprised, says, what? Poison Ivy continues, welcome, Batman, to your wish. As she mutates, her skin ripples and tears as the flora takes over, her human form twisting into a towering, monstrous entity into this creature as she prepares for a full battle. And the scene ends here, to be continued to the next issue. But there is an epilogue. We see Martha Wayne at a train station on a payphone speaking. I didn't know if you'd answer, especially after all this time. It's me. I wasn't followed. Are you still there? We see someone holding the phone saying, we're always here, Martha. We knew one day you'd come back. As we see three men with owl heads, as one continues, welcome back to the Court of Owls. And that's it. And that's a wrap of Absolute Batman 15. Huge thanks for watching Comic Book Lounge. Don't go anywhere. More comics are dropping right here very, very soon. Thanks again.